What's good, everyone? Hello, welcome into another movie reaction. Today I'm watching Awakenings from 1990, and I had never heard of this movie before. This is a reactor request, and all the person said was this is one of those forgotten gems that you never really hear about. I'm keeping them anonymous because it's their first request and they didn't specify whether it was okay to use their name or not. So thank you so much for requesting it. They are a Patreon member, and I had never heard of this movie, but I look at the thumbnail that was included in this request, and it has Robert De Niro and Robin Williams, two very well-known, prominent, successful actors. So I'm very excited to check this out. And with that, let's go ahead and get into it.
Hey, look at this car.
Oh, beauty.
All right, so we're like pretty back in time.
What's wrong, Leonard?
Very nice handwriting. Music by Randy Newman too, cool. He looks like based on a true story. Oh, love true story movies. I was saying he kind of, that actor looks like a young Robert De Niro.
I'm Dr. Malcolm Sayer. I have an appointment.
Take a seat, please. Bainbridge Hospital, may I help you?
That job seems stressful.
When you say people, you mean living people? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm here to apply for a research position in your neurology lab.
We have an x-ray room.
This is a chronic hospital, doctor. The position is for staff neurologist. You will be working with patients, people, yes.
Doctor. The Carmel Institute? Tell me about that. Anything with patients there, or?
Earthworms. I think you're clearly looking for someone with more of a clinical background. There must be 100 more applicants suitable for this position.
Thank you anyway.
Dr. Sayer, you couldn't have graduated medical school without some clinical experience. You do want the job, don't you?
It was so much easier to get jobs back then.
You see, Doc, we got MS, Tourette's syndrome, Parkinson's disease.
What are all these people waiting for?
Nothing.
But how are they supposed to get well?
They're not. They're chronic. We call this place the garden, because all we do is feed and water.
Mr. Keene, I'd like to ask you.
I was born in 1911 in Kingsbridge, New York. Prior to that, I was a person.
Oh gosh. I can tell this man gets overwhelmed easily.
Gets easier. You don't think it will, but it does.
Yeah, this is still day one for him, right? I don't think his fridge has any food in it.
Morning, doctor. I have a new arrival for you. She was brought in late last night. Here's her file.
I'm Dr. Sayer. Do you know where you are? Can you hear me?
Aw. Might want to turn around.
Her name is Lucy Fishman, with no response, and yet...
A reflex.
If she batted it away, I might call it a reflex. But she didn't. As you can see, she caught it.
Fair.
I'm sorry, if you're right, I would agree with you.
If you were right, I would agree with you.
Trying to make a good impression, right, doctor?
This is the dad from Home Alone, isn't it?
Forget something?
No, I just wanted to say to you, I preferred your explanation. I'll look after things for you until you've settled in.
Cool.
Good night, doctor.
Good night. Thanks. Yeah.
Hello.
Is he about to do this to everybody?
Delicious Nestle's Quick. Nestle's chocolate flavor is out of this world. Time to recharge with delicious Nestle's Quick.
Looks at it when it does that. Doesn't when it's not.
Lucy.
She's standing.
Lucy, you're almost there. Come.
No, the tiles. Yep.
Here's the water, Lucy. The water is...
Maybe it's Not the water?
Must be all that jello they give you.
Okay, there he is. Great casting for young Leonard, because I was like, that has to be a young Robert De Niro.
Does he ever speak to you?
Of course not. Not in words.
He speaks to you in other ways? How do you mean?
You don't have children.
No.
If you did, you would know.
It's fair.
You'd think at a certain point all these atypical somethings would amount to a typical something. But a typical what?
You want to go for a cup of coffee somewhere or something? Tea?
Normally, I would say yes. I made other plans.
Right.
Aw, I hope he does go for the coffee or tea.
Cephalitis lethargica. Cephalitis lethargica.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. I thought someone left the lights on.
I found the connection. They all survived encephalitis.
That's very nice.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yes. I'll come back later.
Please.
Okay.
5. I believe there are more.
Most died during the acute stage of the illness. Those who survived when awoke seemed fine, but just didn't realize how much the infection had damaged the brain. And years went by before these strange neurological symptoms would appear.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a long time for symptoms to set in.
What's it like to be them? What are they thinking?
They're not.
Oh, I bet they are.
We know that for a fact.
Yes.
Ow.
Because?
Because the alternative is unthinkable.
Not a good enough reason, sorry.
I'm all for fixing this place up. But what are we doing?
I have a hunch.
Oh, this is fun. Oh, not even the fountain. Just the window.
She's looking out the... I'd like to know more about your son.
Something was wrong, they said, with his hands. He was 11. Slowly, he got worse. One day, I came home from work, found him in his bed. He kept saying, Ma. Ma, what do you want, Leonard? He never spoke again. He loved to read. He read all the time.
Okay.
Nothing, 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 and nothing.
What about this?
It's a strobe.
You're wrong. All of this before is the strobe. This is me saying his name to him.
Oh, I love his, like, proud smile. In the end, he was the best person for this job.
Leonard, I know you can hear me. Try and respond when I speak your name.
It has to be the music that's right for them.
Agreed. I was wondering, who is the rocker gonna be?
He can't walk without me. If I let go of him, he'll fall. I'm not gonna let you fall. He'll walk with me anywhere. It's like the ball, only it's my will he's borrowing.
Yeah, some people just need someone to walk with.
E. Good, good. You're spelling something else. His powerful strides are like a ritual dance around a center where a great will stands paralyzed.
This makes me sad.
Without development of the drug L-Dopa, we can for the first time promise the Parkinsonian patient a more normal life.
I'm very curious about this drug. I wonder if you've come across anyone with encephalitis.
After I'm through, Dr. Sayer, if you wouldn't mind.
Peter Stormare. A very young Peter.
Do you think a simple Parkinsonian tremor taken to its furthest extreme would appear as no tremor at all?
You're talking to me?
Oh, yes. Well, do you think L-Dopa would help this situation?
Dr. Sayers, right?
Aw.
I'll leave it to you to do the damage.
Well, you know, Freud believed in miracles, and we all believed in the miracle of cortisone till our patients went psychotic on it. And now it's L-Dopa?
Well, with all due respect, I think it's rather too soon to say that.
Let the chemist do the damage, Doctor.
I feel bad.
New drug lets shaking palsy patients eat Jell-O.
Yes, I read them, Doctor. I read them all, dutifully, soberly. All 30 cases had Parkinson's. Your Parkies, Doctor, if that's what they are, haven't moved in decades.
Well, it's not accurate.
You want there to be a connection. That doesn't mean there is one.
What I believe, what I know, is these people are alive inside.
How do you know that, Doctor? Because they catch tennis balls?
More than that.
How many did you think I'd let you put on it?
All of them. Some. One.
One. With the family's consent, signed.
He's gonna pick Leonard.
Leonard has Parkinson's disease?
Well, his symptoms are like Parkinson's, but then again, they're not.
What'll this medicine do for him?
I don't know what it'll do for him.
What do you think it'll do?
What do you hope it will do?
What do you hope it'll do?
Mm-hmm.
I hope it'll bring him back from wherever he is to the world.
What's there here for him after all these years?
You. At 200 milligrams, he showed no response. I'll try it in milk.
Maybe it takes a bit for something to happen. I have faith this will work because they had to make this movie for a reason, right? Oh boy. Oh boy. We're going more. Double. Oh shit.
Wyatt. It's late. Everyone's asleep.
I'm not asleep.
No. You're awake.
Me.
Feel good. This man probably wants to go outside.
There's someone here to see you.
Mom.
Oh, my baby.
Oh, my goodness. How do you do, sir? My name is Margaret.
Margaret. Anthony. How are you?
Great, man. How are you?
Great, too.
How crazy would it be to actually finally have a conversation with someone that you've technically known for a really long time?
He does realize it, doesn't he?
He's gotta. But maybe he is still 11 inside. I don't know how that works. Oh, maybe doesn't recognize himself. Oh my gosh, you wouldn't want to sleep when you finally.
I'm afraid I gotta close my eyes.
Valid.
Baby's boat, the silver moon, fishing here.
I love his bow tie.
Yeah, it's cool. Bow ties are cool.
This would be an experience like seeing how the world is 30 years after you last remember it. Oh, yeah.
Leonard, I don't know if the hospital's covered for this.
That's the periodic table of elements. It's the universe at its essence.
Yep.
You're not married?
No, I'm not very good with people. I never have been, Leonard. Maybe if they were less unpredictable.
Valid. Fair.
Miss Costello.
Mm-hmm.
She's spoken to you about me?
That you are a kind man, that you care very much for people.
I would like to put the rest of the group on the drug.
How much?
$12,000.
A month?
Whew.
Perhaps if they see Mr. Lowe.
I think you overestimate the effect that Mr. Lowe has on people, Doctor.
Eleanor.
What's most striking is the profound facial masking.
Nice. Yep, thanks.
But these awakenings were rare and transient, lasting only a moment or two. The rest of the time, he remained, as you see him here, in a metaphorical equivalent of sleep or even death for the last 30 years.
My name is Leonard Lowe. I have been away for quite some time. I'm back.
Short and sweet and to the point.
Dr. Sayer, it's a fucking miracle.
Yeah?
Where are my glasses?
They're on your face.
Great smiles.
I have to take your blood pressure. I've been sitting for 25 years in this chair.
Black. Rose, are you sure? Yes, it's always been black.
Aw.
I think I liked them better the other way.
Brother. Don't say that.
What year is it?
What year is it? It's 26, silly.
Hi, Sydney.
Aw. Field trip. Oh, he's looking for her. And there she is.
I'm gonna take the stage. Oh, it's crowded. I'll meet you down there.
You can't be there, Leonard. The door won't close.
I decided not to go. I'm gonna stay here.
Why? What's wrong?
He wants to talk to that woman.
See you later. Have a good time. Have a good time.
I'm coming.
Leonard's already had his field trip, so he's okay to miss out.
Meatloaf, please.
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf too, okay? Are you following me? Are you visiting someone?
No,
You work here.
I live here.
You're a patient? You don't look like a patient.
What is it, Anthony?
You choose this place.
I always come here.
Why?
Miss Costello, Anthony seems to think the group is bored.
They are.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought about taking them to the opera house.
The opera.
Something fun. I mean, I think museums are fun. And the opera house would probably be fun, but it's our first time out.
Is it legal again? Yes, for some time. A Rob.
Sometimes before work, I'll come see my father. Well, I don't even know if he knows I visit him or not. So why are you here?
I received medication.
For what?
Without it, I'm sort of like your father. But I'm okay now.
It's good.
I wonder if she's gonna want her dad to go on that medication too.
It was really nice talking to you, Leonard.
It was nice talking to you, too. Paula,
Yeah?
he knows.
I was wondering if he was gonna say something like that.
I don't know how to tell you this, so I'm just going to say it. Your husband, he was granted a divorce from you in 1953.
Thank God.
Hi, Leonard.
Leonard. He never talked about girls before.
He was 11.
All this girl business. Don't you think?
Well, he's a grown man.
Yeah.
Dr. Sarah, I've got to talk to you.
Leonard.
Where are you calling from, Leonard?
Your office.
It's very late.
Is it?
You stay there. I'll be right over.
Good.
I really like their relationship a lot.
We've got to tell everybody. We've got to remind them. We've got to remind them how good it is.
Life.
What's it say? All bad. It's all bad. People have forgotten what life is all about.
He kept saying that people don't appreciate the simple things. He was so excited, he talked till 5.
Wow.
I don't know whether this is liberation, mania, or love.
Yes.
Love, probably. Mm-hmm.
What is it that you want now, Mr. Lowe?
The simplest thing.
And it is?
To have the choice to go for a walk if I want to, like any normal person.
Yeah. Independence.
Alone?
What difference would that make?
It's a big difference.
Committed no crime. I'm not a danger to myself or to others. And yet I'm still not allowed to go for a walk on my own. You didn't wake a thing. You woke a person. I am a person.
Are you at all aware of the unconscious hostility you're exhibiting toward us right now?
How could I be aware of it if it's unconscious?
Nora, please. I'm curious. What would you do if you went out?
I'd go for a walk. I'd look at things. I'd talk to people. I would decide if I want to go in this direction or that direction or straight ahead.
What all of us do when we go for walks.
And that's it?
That's it.
We'll certainly take this into consideration and we'll let you know.
I like that Leonard is doing this.
They said there was insufficient data at this time. They said no.
Do you agree with them?
No.
Yes.
I don't think he does deep down.
It's an experimental drug, and we need time to evaluate things before we can. Bye.
I'm going outside.
No, not today, you're not. Patient's not allowed beyond this point.
Don't make it hard on yourself.
I don't understand it. He was never in any trouble before. He never demanded anything. I don't know who that is up there. I don't think he knows.
You've turned Leonard into something he's not.
Bro.
It's not us that's defective, it's them. We have been through the worst and survived, but they haven't. We're not the problem. It's them.
He's lived for 30 years without the ability to release anger.
As have the others.
I happen to think his behavior is more natural than the others.
We wake him up and then we lock him up in a cage.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wants out.
Dr. Sayer, Mr. Lowe is not the messiah of Ward 5. He's a man in trouble.
The others are fine. They show no signs.
He's been on it longer, Doctor.
So all of a sudden, just because a patient wants some kind of independence and freedom.
What's the purpose of these gentlemen?
Well, these gentlemen protect me.
You've gotten worse. The drug's not working. All these things you're experiencing are the side effects of that.
I appreciate you coming to see me, but I have things to do.
Please, look at yourself.
Now, look at yourself. You're just a scared and lonely man with nothing. No life, nothing.
Your medicine could be taken away.
You could wake up in the morning and it won't be there.
Get away from me!
I don't want them like this with each other. It's got a lot of backup pairs.
Can you walk? I won't let them take the medicine away, Leonard. He's had a reaction to the drug. He has acquired some tics. He's aware of this, and he's prepared for any effects, but he wants the others to be prepared as well.
Hey, Len.
Just a song, yeah.
Lucy.
There's no medical reason to think that what's happening to Leonard will happen to you.
Bodies deal with medications differently.
I know what year it is. I just can't imagine being older than 22.
I feel like that would be the hardest adjustment.
It's not 1926. I just need it to be.
Oh.
How are the others? Are they talking about me?
They're scared.
Can you stop this?
I'm not sure, but I'm trying.
Don't give up on me.
I won't.
I'm all right, and then everything stops. There's no warning. It's like a light switch going off. Something has to happen to bring me back. A sound or a touch.
It's like you just got stuck.
Leonard.
Get the camera.
I can't do this, Leonard. I'm turning the camera off.
No, what? Learn from me. Learn. I can't read anymore. I can't keep my eyes in one place. I've let everybody down.
No. Oh my gosh, no.
When my son was born healthy, I never asked why. Why was I so lucky? What did I do to deserve this perfect child? But when he got sick, I demanded to know why. My son is in pain.
He's fighting, Mrs. Lowe.
He's losing.
I don't want to consider it losing.
I worked, had friends over, went dancing.
I've never done any of those things.
You will.
You'll never let me out of this place. You're still not well. I feel well when I see you. I don't see you anymore. I just want to say goodbye.
Oh. It's really sweet. Beautiful moment.
I thought it was a dream at first.
You told him I was a kind man. How kind is it to give life, only to take it away again?
It's given and taken away from all of us.
Why doesn't that come from me?
Because you are a kind man.
Because he's your friend.
We can hide behind the veil of science and say it was the drug that failed, or that the patients were unable to cope, losing decades of their lives. We don't know what went wrong any more than we know what went right.
Damn, hey?
Another awakening took place, that the human spirit is more powerful than any drug, and that is what needs to be nourished. With work, play, friendship, family, these are the things that matter.
Agreed.
Good night.
Eleanor is so smitten by him.
Eleanor!
Yes?
I was wondering, what are you doing tonight? If you have other plans,
No.
because I was wondering. You have no plans?
No.
Well, you and I could, if we could go for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
They helped each other. Trying new drug treatments as they became available. Brief periods of awakening, but never as dramatically as they did in the summer of '69. Wow. How cool that he got that job. Ah, that was lovely. Awakenings. That was really great. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to the person on Reactor that requested this. I'm sure I would have found out about this movie at some point and watched it, but it is nice to kind of get things done sooner rather than later. Robert De Niro and Robin Williams. I feel like these two men can never give a bad performance ever. And with Robin Williams in particular, I'm definitely still making my way through all of his films. I have not seen all of them. I want to, for sure. So this is another one ticked off, and I really am loving that I'm getting to experience more of his like not so humorous and comedic type of roles. Like the most recent one I watched was Good Will Hunting, and yes, his character in that one definitely still had some humor to him and delivered some pretty funny lines, but in contrast, this character was not that kind of person at all. Dr. Sayer was a very quiet, a little bit socially awkward, but very smart, very determined, very passionate type of man, very kind, and it's really lovely watching Robin in this kind of role. I do think he thrives very, very well in this type of role, and I couldn't help but feel warm inside every time he smiled, and just a movie like this very much makes me miss that man. I also have Hook on the channel. If you haven't seen that reaction, I definitely cried like a baby because of Robin being gone, and I was in my own grief at the time of filming that because it was shortly after my dog had passed, so it was a very emotional reaction to me. Sorry for hitting my desk. It was a very emotional reaction for me. This one didn't hit me as much in the emotions with respect to him in particular, but this movie was very emotional, and I think that I wasn't expecting this story to be bittersweet. I definitely was under the impression that like this was kind of going to be a success story, and in a way it still was, but maybe just not in the way we were expecting. The takeaway life lesson in this movie for sure is to make sure that you're focusing on the small things in life, the small things, the simple things that can bring you joy. And that is something that I try to live by every single day anyway, because that's what life is on the day-to-day, is like, you know, we have our routines and we have the things that just feel like second nature to us that we like to do. And so in this story of Awakenings, it's that lesson of like needing to make sure that all the people that are taking care of these individuals do that with them regularly, treat them like people, and make sure that they're getting that kind of stuff. So I would be very interested to know in the comments below, like, let me know what your small little things of joy are every single day. For me, it's definitely my dog. Just anything to do with my dog, petting her, taking her outside, playing with her. It always brings me so much joy. We just recently had some snowfall for the first time this season, and it was the first snowstorm since getting her. And I wasn't sure how she would feel about winter because my last dog hated winter, didn't want anything to do with it. She hated being outside in the cold and snow. Soka is very much a winter fan, and the snow that we got was very heavy and sticky, so I made snowballs and threw them up in the air to her just to see what she would do, and she leaps so high to try and chomp on it, and that just brought me so much joy. So things like that, or that first cup of coffee in the morning, those first few sips where the temperature is like exactly the way you want it right before it starts cooling off. That brings me so much joy. I live in a very sunny place. We get sun more than we don't. So that first hit of sun on the face when you first step outside, I love that feeling. That brings me so much joy. Talking to family, friends, of course, also brings me joy. Mostly, most times. Anyway, it just, yeah, that kind of thing. Hobbies bring me joy. I started doing Wordle every single morning, and that's a habit now. That brings me joy, especially when I solve it relatively quickly. Yeah, those are the things in life that matter. I would be interested in knowing what brings you joy, so let me know. Robert De Niro here gave a very convincing performance. I've been watching a lot of De Niro lately on the channel as well. Most recent reactions would be Taxi Driver, Goodfellas. I also watched Heat earlier this year. So seeing Robert in a very varied how is this sentence going? I don't even know. To see him play a wide variety of different characters has been really fun. And this is definitely the most different type of character that he's played out of all the movies that I've seen him in so far. And convincing. I really, really liked Leonard. I was very drawn to him. I really love that he got the opportunity to fall in love. I love that he got the opportunity to be able to speak and be understood. And again, the bittersweetness. Like, I feel sad that he ended up going back to the way that he was before. But the nice thing with this is that the doctors all know now that, like, they are still there. They are still there and they are aware. You just have to, you gotta change how you are with them after realizing that. And I'm happy to hear at the end of the movie that they, like, continued. There were moments of awakenings after that, but nothing as strong as that summer. And that summer was a good one. That summer was a good one. I felt the joy in this movie through that summer and with all of these individuals. And I'm not gonna go down all the individual patients here and talk about them because I feel like I would just get repetitive. But there wasn't one person in this movie that I disliked. Even the man, I'll say this, even the man that they were kind of trying to make like the antagonist here, like the bad guy, the actor that played Kevin's dad in Home Alone. Like even him I enjoyed watching in this movie. It was just really good. I feel like this review is kind of shitty because I just don't know what to say other than like, oh my gosh, it was so good. But it was. This was definitely a 5 out of 5 movie for me, for sure. I had a great time with this. The movie itself, I think, was paced really well, shot really well. I really liked the music throughout. Thank you, Randy Newman. I think Randy Newman always just does a great job. So yeah, this is definitely like one of those unheard of gems, I would say. So I'm glad to have seen it. And I think that wraps up my thoughts. And with that, I'm gonna go to Letterboxd now to see what some other people have to say. So let's check it out. 4.5 stars. I bow to Robert De Niro. This is truly his best performance and might be the best performance in a movie I've ever seen. Awakenings tells a captivating story with likable characters. Only a few movies work without a bad guy. Here, everybody is trying their best to help everyone. Agreed. 4 stars. It's films like these that remind us about the preciousness of life, which leaves you reflecting on the beauty and fragility of life. And you know there are certain things you see that instantly make you smile, and for me, one such thing would be Robert De Niro smiling. I would agree with that. 4.5 stars. This movie really just makes me feel happy to be alive, to be human, to have the ability to speak and go where I please. It's emotional while also being wholesome. Robin Williams and Robert De Niro's performances are both incredibly moving. Going to bed feeling grateful. Yes, I think this movie is definitely one of those that kind of makes you feel grateful to just be here. And now it's that time of the video where I turn it to you and I ask you to leave your comments down below about Awakenings. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to read your comments. Let me know your favorite moment in this movie. And if you're someone that doesn't care for this movie, I also would appreciate knowing why, if there happens to be any of you out there. Thank you so much for watching me watch this movie. I really appreciate it. If you're not yet subscribed, click here to do so. And if you want to if you want to watch something else of mine, click over here. Thank you. We'll see you in the next reaction, whichever one that may be, whichever one you tune into. But until then, have a great rest of your day and take care.